Soy Darío, bienvenidos al segundo programa de la segunda temporada de Visión Sónica. En esta ocasión tenemos a una leyenda viva del rock y del metal y del punk mundial. En esta ocasión tenemos al señor Kurt Brecht.
What's up?
South of Houston, I ain't old.
Entonces bueno, vamos a empezar con esto. Welcome to Mexico.
Gracias.
We hope you enjoy.
Always.
And it's a fun place. It's a great place. I think I love my country, but it's a good place.
I spend a lot of time here.
Yeah.
My whole life I've been coming to Mexico. And even more now because, D.R.I comes often to Mexico. So.
¿Podrías hablarnos acerca de tu trabajo para quienes no te conozcan?
Okay, I started a band called Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, also known as D.R.I, in 1982. And so we've been together almost 32 years now. And started another band recently, Pasadena Napal Division. One song which I co-wrote with Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters and Nirvana. And it was on an album called Probot. And that's everything I've done so far, so that's just the only bands I've ever had. It's been a fun 32 years.
What are we going to see in Pasadena Napal Division show?
Well, we will play our entire album, and we will also play the song that I did with Dave Grohl, because I don't think anybody else plays it live, so I talked the guys in the band to do it, so it's called Silent Spring. So we will play that song, and we played a lot of times. D.R.I's played many times in Mexico, and it's one of the craziest places to play. The most enthusiastic fans of the whole world, and I hope that with Pasadena Napal Division, maybe it won't be that way the first time, because sometimes people just kind of watch and take it in if they don't know your music very well, and not like wait for that song, and start thrashing. But then hopefully they'll listen to it, they like it, and then they come back next time, and then they'll be ready. So. We just hope to put on a really good show and play all of our songs through and have a good time. That's it. Just everyday life, things I read in the newspaper, things you watch in the news, things that upset you. Maybe a girl pissed you off or, break up with you or something, just whatever's on your mind at that time. And I try to look for things that other people haven't already talked about, or at least try to talk about it or attack it in a different way than everybody else. So it stands out as something a little bit different.
I think this is the reason for your interesting person, interesting musician.
For instance, on the Pasadena Napal Division album that we just put out, the full-length album, we have one. I tried to make it very hard for myself, and because it's just you want to challenge yourself. So I wrote one song called "Spell It Out," and I sing the entire song with only the letters of the words. So like A B C D E like that, but it's spelling the words out of the whole song. So you have to listen very carefully or look at the lyric sheet to even figure out what I'm saying. But it's very challenging for me because I have to think in a different way when I'm singing it. I have to think of the words I'm saying, but spelling them out very fast. It's like it's like super fast. It's really a challenge. And then another song, it's called "Non Ti Amo," and it's all sung in Italian. So I was teaching myself Italian in books and stuff. So I thought, man, I could sing a whole song in Italian. I wrote the song in English, and then I just translated it. And then did a few changes, and I got it to all fit and everything with the music that we had, and the rest of the band's like, that's fine, whatever, go ahead. So I'm just like, man, I'm trying to challenge myself, trying to do things differently, And it's funny, as I saw in an Italian magazine reviewed the album, and they said that I sang one song in Spanish. So I'm like, my Italian must be so bad that they actually think that I'm singing in Spanish. I don't know. I was kind of depressed about that. And I'm like, fuck. I thought we might get a hit song in Italy, because they'll be like, wow, that's cool, because most Italian bands sing in English. So they might think, wow, this is great. I mean, it's an American band, but they're singing in Italian. be like a hit in Italy, but instead they're like, oh, he's singing Spanish. Stupid guy. So.
Okay, that's great. Do you know Mexican metal?
We just a lot of the bands that we've played with over the years in Mexico. That's mostly what I know.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, some of the bands in Mexico, I think, tour all over the world, right? I mean, some of the metal bands. So that's good. I mean, they're popular worldwide. You know, they're doing great. But look, the band we're going to see tonight, Mr. Chile. Mr. Chile. Have you ever heard of them? I think it's kind of a smaller band.
Yeah, but they played in a festival that you organize in a forest or something. Here in Forest Metal Fest, something like that. They played in that festival. I mean, it's a small group, but they are doing so good.
But I mean, of the bands that I don't remember all the names, but they all seem good.
Es cierto, ya lo habías comentado, pero es cierto que los fans de México somos muy como salvajes, no sé qué podría decir.
Yes. Not the last time we played in Mexico City, but I mean, it's always good. But there was this one place we played, and I don't remember what it's called now in Mexico City, but we were the headlining band. And I don't even remember who opened for us, but all I remember is that the whole club, and it was like a big, giant club, and then it went up, and then there was another bar, smaller, like up a couple of stairs, and you could see all the people standing there, and it was completely full, maybe sold out, I don't know. But as soon as we started making any sound, it was just thrashing everybody in there, from wall to wall, all the way to the back, and even a pit up in that little bar in the far thing. And I was just smiling and laughing the whole time. Because it was just great. I was just like, man, this is so fucking great. I go, and we'd stop, we'd play like 5 songs, and then we'd stop for 1 minute and take a break, and then we'd start again, and we'd stop, and everybody would just be, standing there and talking or whatever, and then as soon as we started again, it was just like, there was like no safe place to go and hide, like if somebody doesn't want to thrash, or pregnant lady or something, there was like no, they have to go outside or in the bathroom or something. It was so, I never saw something like that. It's crazy. And you go to play somewhere like, say, Germany, where they have so many bands coming through all the time that I'm not saying they're tired of it. Obviously, they still come to the shows, they support the music, but they're just more like standing there watching, and it's just not. I mean, for us anyway. Maybe for other bands do better in Germany, but that's how it is for us. And so it's really nice to go someplace where the people really react to the music in a way, not just coming to the show, but actually being the show. They are the show. They're much more important and fun to watch and everything than watching the band, I'm sure. And everybody was having fun and, getting hurt. And I'm sure there was a lot of blood on the floor and stuff like that, but everybody was having so much fun. It's great. It's always like that. First time we played in Mexico, I remember as soon as we finished the show, the promoter took us and said, come on, we got to go to the backstage, right? And walking across this like a little path, and all the fans were there, but they're separated by a little fence, right? And all the people were like, come on, like, I want to shake your hand,
Yeah.
And so I went to go to do it, me and the bass player, and the promoter said, no, don't do it. It's not good, come on, we got to go. And I said, no, we do this all the time, this is every day, And he's like, don't do it. And I put my hand out there, and people just grabbed here, started pulling me off into the audience. And the same thing happened to the bass player. And he was like, Kurt! And he's like, grabbing his hair and his clothes or whatever. And the promoter was like beating him back, and then got us free. And he's like, I told you don't go out there. And I'm like, never mind, never again, man, never again. I'll kill you. But they were just so happy. It seemed like they would just be happy to like take a finger home or something.
Yeah, they are like zombies. We
have 2 shows with D.R.I. up in Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon, and then we come home, and then I have a show with Pasadena Napal Division in Texas, and then we have these 70,000 tons of metal. Have you ever heard of that? It's like a heavy metal cruise where all the bands go on there and they play for 4 days, and everybody on the ship is a fan or a band. There's no like just regular people there that happen to be on a cruise, you know what I mean? So we come to Mexico, and we have 1 day in Mexico down in the Yucatan, and then we come back. And for years, since I heard that they had the cruise, I always wanted to do one, and now finally they offered us to do it. So we're very happy about that. And then my guitar player of D.R.I. is having some problems with one of his fingers, so he's like doing some physical rehabilitation. It's like from years and years of shredding, you know, and it's just like locking here, he's having a problem. But he said it's better now, and he's practicing every day and a little bit more each day, and hopefully he'll be able to play for the rest of the year. So I think we're waiting right now on booking a lot of festivals and shows because we're waiting to see how his finger is going. We got an offer to play in Canada for the first time in a long time because some guys in the band cannot go to Canada to work there. So somebody said they'll find out a way to get us there or whatever. So we're happy to finally play Canada again after all these years.
Muchas gracias amigos por vernos en esta ocasión. Pues ya ven, Visión Sónica está haciendo todo lo posible por darles información musical de primera mano con artistas internacionales. Entonces por favor no se despeguen de Visión Sónica. Queremos agradecer a Utah Club por permitirnos hacer la entrevista aquí. Obviamente agradecer a Kurt Brecht. Thank you, man. Thank you. We are society. Okay. Queremos agradecer a Jorge Martínez Morales, frente del Utah, que es donde estamos grabando esta entrevista, y a Augusto Lecona, que nos proporcionó mucha ayuda para hacer esta entrevista. Y esto es todo amigos, sigan viendo Visión Sónica. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, lady. Y gracias por vernos, nos estaremos viendo en la siguiente emisión. Y eso es todo muchachos, gracias.
Hey, this is Kurt Brecht, vocalist of Pasadena Napal Division, and you are watching Visión Sónica, and this is 100 Beers with a Zombie.